So you and Scorsese were married until 82?
Yes.
And 82 is also when you begin modeling.
Yes.
Right? You sign on as the face of Lancôme.
Yes, exactly.
And you're 30 years old.
Yes.
And you're the highest paid model in the world.
Yes.
In 1982.
Yes.
What must that have been like?
Well, you know, at first I was surprised. First of all, the total embarrassment about how much money I made. Half of me was completely happy. Half of me was saying, maybe it's a mistake. Somebody's going to come and say, return the money.
Take the money back.
Take the money back. There was a mistake. We added zero. Because I just couldn't remember. Sometimes as a model, you have to go with a voucher. And so they sign the voucher and there is the amount of money. And the agency gives you the voucher and then you work the day with the client and the client has to sign. And I would look at the amount of money. I said, no, that's a mistake. It can't be that I earned.
Too much, way too much.
So I would always say, oh, I forgot the voucher because I was too embarrassed.
Didn't want to cash it in, actually, right.
Then I was very pleased. I had to say something about money and women. And my mom also made a lot of money. She was a fantastic actress and had a big career. She didn't make as much money as she would have made it later on because she was, you know, there was a studio system and the studio just gave her a salary and the money only went to the producer. So then the actors emancipated themselves and now the money, if you're a top star, goes to you. And we know that the money that nowadays they make millions of dollars.
Yes.
But one thing that my mama did, and I learned so much from my mom. But one thing that I said I'm going to do differently than her is that she delegated people with her money. She didn't think that as a woman you could take responsibility of the money.
Manage your money.
Manage your money.
Yeah.
You always had a manager, a husband, an agent, and she lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I thought, it's not going to happen to me.
Right, good.
If I make money, I have to own it.
Right.
And the feminist movement helped me with that.
Of course.
The feminist movement really empowers women to take responsibility of the things that happen in your life.
So the timing of that, so 82 to 96 is when you get fired by Lancôme. We'll come to that in a second. That period of time, you make a ton of money as a model.
A ton of money.
And you have your hands on it. Right?
Yes, and I have my hands on it. That's the part that I like the best.
I bet. I'm sure you did.
So easy that somebody else gets it.
So I want to come to the end of the Lancôme, end of Lancôme Part 1, because happily there's a Part 2
There's
with
a Part
Lancôme.
2.
But at this period of time, you also start appearing on the cover of fashion magazines.
Yes, many.
You were on the cover of Vogue 36 times.
Yes.
36 times. I couldn't believe it. I kept looking at that number, kind of like your voucher, and going, this number's not right.
I know.
36 times. And you were shot by Helmut Newton, Stephen Meisel, Richard Avedon, Annie Leibovitz. Every single consequential photographer shot you. Francesco Scavullo. All the people who shot those covers shot you. What was that like?
It was fantastic. I mean, I loved modeling. I loved modeling for several reasons. First of all, again, the exposure to incredible talent and see how they worked. As it was watching my parents, as it had been being married to Marty. Now I was having my own career and know exactly, they felt so familiar to me, the Avedon, the Stephen Meisel, because I found again my parents, the way of thinking. So I think they liked to work with me because I wasn't saying, oh, my best profile is right or left. I was saying, what do you want? What do you want? I'm doing it for you, whatever. You know, and I wasn't interpreting, I was a vehicle for them. Because you see, they photograph emotion. They don't photograph a nose and the eyes. It's what comes out of it. But the emotion that comes out of it comes out of you, but they react to it and they take the photo and it's their portrait, what they want, though it moves them in life. And so it's your face, but there was a wall that I had to take down, unfortunately, because people thought I was completely vain. When you enter in my house, there was a wall of photos of me. It was called the me wall, photographed by all the different photographers. But to me, it wasn't the me wall. It was, I would see all their emotion of the different photographer and what they were seeking until somebody said, whoa, Isabella, you're really vain. Look at that. So now I took it down because I was a little bit ashamed.
Like, okay, it's too much.